Yeah, I'm all for it. And like I said, I think what you guys have done for chess is fantastic, and I'm just super happy to be a part of it. Humbled by getting a lesson from Sir Danny Rensch. So I love everything about it, and a little humbling to get my ass kicked. It's feels good to be reminded that I haven't played chess in a while. I'm gonna go play some 5 minutes tonight after my meetings.
Back up this stream and hear Jack Maller's story. And unfortunately, you missed a much younger Jack. So when was that video done? I guess maybe not much younger. You're still pretty young, but when was that video done?
I am 27. I want to say I built Jack's chess when I was 22. Yeah, maybe 5 years ago. That's a guess though, and the timestamps on YouTube will give us the facts. So
well, we can bring up the facts right now on chess.com. We actually have I pulled up. Let's see, I pulled up the forum. We're gonna bring up the forum here and show that you posted a forum some time ago. Let's see, the screen share is a little different. There we go. Like this is back.
Oh, I love it.
This is, hey everybody, I'm building a platform that enables chess players to review chess together over the internet. I'm in beta and I'm looking to test it with other chess players. This is so freaking epic. This is 2015, so 6 years ago. And then let's see, we saw your post here, advertising jackschess.com. So we went down a rabbit hole because what we do in getting ready for the show, and as we said, you've been a Diamond member since 2011. You've played a ton of games, and you're now playing in CryptoChamps. While we're here, we'll just stay on it and scroll down the list of other people you're going to be competing with. Obviously, successful people, not just in the crypto space, but some other faces from different arenas like the NBA. But dude, I mean, this is so cool because I'm often going down the road of checking people out. Like full disclosure too, this will be a fun fact. I've never actually said this on a live show here. I often check people for cheating before I do a show with them when I'm getting to know them for the first time. I actually check people for cheating when I'm interviewing them when they want to join chess.com. It's one of the things we do. A really hilarious story is one interview. I was interviewing someone and told him I was doing that, and because I told him that, he admitted to cheating in the interview. No. Yeah, but because of that, he ended up getting the job. So crazy story.
Gotta respect honesty, man.
Yeah. But dude, your story is amazing. So it was fun going down the rabbit hole with Vic, my producer for the show, and started because getting to know you, I learned that one, you've been around forever. You're a clear chess enthusiast and an ambassador for the game with your site, but also you're a pretty good chess player. You might be I don't want to jinx you, dude, but you might be the best player in the field. So
the proof is within the 64 squares. There's no such thing as jinxing, man.
All right, I like that. Well, man, this is going to be a blast, and welcome everybody. So normally, what we do, actually, first, tell me a little bit now to complete the story. So obviously, you became a software engineer, and cryptocurrency is what it is now, and you've been working, as you said yourself, solving some of the world's hardest problems as far as what you do. So what exactly is Zap? And tell everybody a little bit about what your actual job is in the crypto space.
Yeah, I set out to solve one of Bitcoin's historic woes, which is scaling. Okay. Bitcoin traditionally has this issue, I'm sure you've heard of, that it's really slow and expensive to use, and you can't buy coffee with it because it costs too much and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Right. The cool thing about Bitcoin is it's software, so you could build whatever you want. Betting against Bitcoin not getting better is betting against engineering, which is betting against like humanity, in my opinion. Right, so as an engineer, you're just like, okay, give me the problem set and give me the code and let's see if we can solve it. And so over the last 4 years or so, there's been a set of engineers that has built the protocol to scale Bitcoin and make Bitcoin transactions instant and free. And as soon as we accomplished that, and I felt confident about its ability to scale and its reliability, I built a company on top of it. Our biggest claim to fame is cross-border payments, instant and free, so that you can send dollars received as euros in less than a second and at no cost. And we use the Bitcoin blockchain technology to escrow the value across the world. And so we're a payments business, and helps contribute to a lot of these protocols to make it happen. And we've had a tremendous amount of success since founding the company 18 months ago. A lot of those names that you saw are involved in the business. I think Pomp was the one that got me into this tournament. And man, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy with where Bitcoin's at. I'm happy with my company's at, and I'm happy to be with Danny. Just a happy guy.
You're just a happy guy, and your hat, and you look good. I love this. Is going to be awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about Pomp. So you know him, and he did recommend you for the tournament. He didn't tell us how damn good you were for the record.
I don't think
but
he knows.
But he did recommend you. He doesn't know you're probably going to kick his ass if you guys play. So who are you? Let me just ask you that then. So who are you most excited to maybe go down against? Unfortunately, for those who didn't to get the news, but my boy Bobby Logic had to drop out. Texted me. He's got a lot going on right now, working on stuff. So Logic will not be playing in CryptoChamps. We're working on his replacement. We'll let you know. But he's no longer here. But of everyone else in the field, anybody you particularly want to play, anybody you're a fan of in the crypto space for what they do?
Oh, well, I'm a fan of everyone. The coolest thing about Bitcoin is it's an open network. There's no boss, there's no CEO. It's a contribution of a collective group of individuals that see Bitcoin as a representative of a better world, and we all contribute in how we see we can be additive. And so a fan of everybody. I think Daryl Morey, I'm also a huge basketball fan. If I wasn't 5'8" and 150 pounds, I'd probably play for the 76ers, but I'm too small.
Nice.
But he's the man, and I know that he hangs around the chess.com Twitch stream. So it'd be an honor to play him. I'm really excited to kick Pomp's ass. I'm excited to kick all these guys' ass. I'm sure I can beat Pomp blindfold. So that will be a day for me. Yeah. But Daryl would be a fun game for sure, just because I'm a fan of what he's done in the NBA.
Yeah. No, it's well said, man. Yeah, and we don't obviously know the pairings yet. For those who maybe wonder or want to know, the pairings are going to be based on whatever the players' rapid and blitz combined ratings are about 24 hours out. We're just gonna, because a lot of people are playing right now. A lot of people have been serious chess players at one point. Now they're kind of rusty or they've taken time off. So everyone is putting the pedal to the metal over the next 2 weeks, and we will do pairings based on a rapid and blitz combination, and then seed the players and go from there. So it's going to be all over the map. We've got some players who are, frankly, Jack, kind of closer to not necessarily beginner, but really, and then we've got some players like you, and I think it's going to be fun. So all right, well let's dive into some chess, I guess, man.
Let's do it.
So normal, dude, this is not going to take the normal thing. I mean, I almost want to play you and then time odds or something. So I almost never get to play on my stream. So maybe I'll get to do that here. So one game that's fun we used to play is, if there was ever a stronger player in a bullet match, is they play, and if they win, they spot 5 seconds in the next game. And then if they win, they spot another 5 seconds. And we get down naturally to the point where we're basically playing at an equal handicap based on the time odds. So that could be a fun thing for us to do, old school bullet brawl. But I also want to make sure the time control of the tournament, because we've got the guy producing this, for those watching on chess.com and Twitch and everywhere, is our boy Bigfoot. And Bick is actually really close, I think, to your level. So maybe we'll have a training game where you and him will play, and I will not commentate while the game is playing. I'll kind of just take notes, and then we'll look at it afterwards. So you good with all this?
Yeah, man. The 10 plus 5 makes me nervous, because that means you have to actually be good at the game. I've gotten good at bullet of flagging and having a quick mouse and pre-moves. Right. So yeah, but
no, but dude, I'm with 2000 USDF. I mean, you played over the board. I mean, I think you're gonna be
for
all
sure.
Right.
No, yeah. And chess is such an awesome game, man. I'm really thankful to be a part of the game again, and the overlap between what's become my career and my passion and the game of chess. I'm just stoked. So I would do literally whatever with you guys.
Cool, man. All right, well, let's do it. Let's start out with some bullet just to warm up, and we'll let you beat me, in front of everybody. I'm just gonna match you, and we'll just play. So let's see, Jimmy Mel.
Danny,
it's gonna be like getting adopted.
It's gonna be like I have to play Jack, and it's gonna be your two favorite kids playing each other, and only one can stay.
I don't, a good parent never chooses, but none of my kids are listening right now. So I'll tell you, my favorite is the youngest. Talia is my favorite. Okay, don't tell anybody. All right, but none of them watch my shows anyway, so don't worry about it. That's because she's the nicest to me. Nash, maybe you should be nicer to me if you're watching. My oldest. Anyway, no kidding. All right, man, this is gonna be a blast. So, we'll warm up first. Me and Jimmy with some bullet and then we'll do some serious games and go from there. And we'll just get to know each other. So there you go, man. You're white. Let's do this thing.
Rock and roll.
I've never played Bullet over this tool we use, which is Parsec. Parsec is a screen sharing service we use for shows where my man Vic, who lives in the Netherlands, can actually produce stuff from a very, very long ways away, and I have complete control over his computer. So look at you. You are all over it. I love us.
Oh, I already don't like my position, Danny.
No, man, you're doing fine.
Uh-oh. Queen G3. That's nasty and mean. Oh, God.
Okay, no, but you're getting the queens off the board. You're defensive.
Oh, I'm like nervous, Danny.
Dude,
I gotta take that.
You're doing good. I'm so old right now, dude. I'm so old and slow. You really have nothing to be scared about against me. Like if this game is even close, you're gonna flag me.
You're old and slow. Like, is that a comment on your health or
more on just my mouse speed. Okay. My mouse speed is often my Achilles heel in a lot of chess matches, but
well, you're up like more than 10 seconds, and so that's naughty on my end. Let's try and.
But we're gonna do the game where we're gonna play until we get to the 5-second thing. So even if I beat you here,
this is bad, Danny. I'm in a world of trouble. Look at these connected passers, and I need to resign. Can I mate this king somehow? Okay, I resign. This is bad.
All right, so we're gonna play again, but I got to figure out who's gonna help me. Vic, are you able to minus time from my clock there?
Yeah, I can set your time.
So when we start, let's just take 10 seconds off. So when we start, do the /W time 0 semicolon then like 50. Like you set my time to 50 seconds.
Gotta be faster.
All right, we're gonna play till you're gonna beat me soon. Don't worry, it may not take very long. All right, I'm gonna wait a second. He's
getting chirped on Twitter.
Yeah.
Was it slash?
I tweeted at
050?
Yeah. 50 seconds.
Okay.
No,
oh, that's 50 minutes.
Oh, it has to be 0 semicolon 00 semicolon 50. I think either that or there's no way.
There's a way. There's
got to be a way.
That's 5 minutes.
You can also
getting closer.
Do minus.
No, we're getting closer. Trust in me.
All right, we're getting closer. Now we're at 5 minutes. Oh, you did it.
No, that's 50. Yeah, I did it. You're welcome.
No, you did it. You gave me 50 seconds. All right, let's go, man. You're a French player. Okay, that's literally the first thing about you that I don't like, Jack. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you know why I play the French? Because I hate playing against it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What are you doing? You am I gonna get elementary school mated?
I was honestly, it's Bullet, so I'm just playing so fast because now I'm much more nervous than I was before about my.
Oh, why didn't you take that?
I don't know because I'm
God.
nervous about my clock.
I'm nervous about life right now.
Oh, you moved it. I didn't even see it.
What are you? I'm like, should I just play G6 and fuck? Ooh, geez, am I allowed to say that? Sorry.
You can say whatever you want, man. This is CryptoChamps.
Okay.
There are no rules.
I'll take that. Oh man.
This is a wild position, actually. Oh wait, you moved. What am I doing?
That's free. Oh no.
It is free. You're right. I'm playing bad. I gotta watch my clock a little more closely. I'm Dude, I just made it myself. You just busted me hard.
Let's go.
We're
on the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now we got to play again at 50 seconds. Vic, you know how to do it?
I'm here. I'm ready.
Take that, Twitter.
Take that, Twitter. Are they tweeting at you talking trash? Dude, you just crushed me.
I don't know.
That was not my best work. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm honored to lose to you right now.
You have this thing though where you didn't know I was moving, which was really helpful for me.
It did help, but it's okay. I haven't ever played Bullet over Parsec, so I'm trying to get a little faster.
Am I playing with the same time odds again?
Yeah, I have 50 seconds. It's your move when ready.
Oh, okay, sick.
I'll mix it up. You've got this. So you've got this King's Indian attack system working for you. That's your jam.
It's just like the most convenient bullet opening because you can pre-move everything.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Let's get out of this pin. Oh, what's my plan here? Oh boy. Knight.
Makes sense. All right, we're gonna bring this guy up.
Okay.
Whoa, you are tricky. I like that.
Should I sack? No, you can win this one. That's okay. Well, it's not okay, but it's the best I have. Jesus, I'm getting my ass kicked. Yikes. You hate to see what is happening on the board right now. You just cannot be a fan of that if you're a fan of me. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, stop.
Stop it.
Oh, I'm so slow. Oh, this is an embarrassing one. Okay. Fair enough. Danny didn't like losing.
I didn't like losing the last one, but I don't think I should lose at 50 seconds. I kind of have it in my mind where we're going to get to a point where we're trading 50-50.
Okay.
I have a number in my mind where I think you're going to about start getting 50%. But by the way, okay, real quick, let's take a quick break and talk about, because I tweeted at you that we were about to do a lesson that people don't want to miss. What is with the red eyes thing? On
laser ray to 100K?
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm not as involved in the crypto space. Can we go back to full screen here, Vic? And I'm gonna go to Twitter and bring up. We're gonna go to Twitter and bring up Pomp and Jack. Twitter.com/Jack Mallers. So what is with the red eyes thing? I noticed you and Pomp have the same thing.
Yeah, so it's laser rays till 100K. And it's just a meme. So here's a little fun fact. Founding the company, we had never spent $1 on marketing, and everyone was tweeting at me like, man, you guys are so big, you got to start like turn into an adult and taking this seriously. And I was like, how about no, go fuck yourself, I do whatever I want. And I hired a bunch of dudes who meme on the internet as my meme team, and one of the memes they came up with is, if you're supportive of Bitcoin going to the moon and you think it's going to hit 100K, then you put laser eyes in your Twitter profile. And it went a little viral, and we made it onto Forbes for some reason. And that's it. And we're all going to remove the laser eyes once Bitcoin hits 100K. But we have such conviction that this asset is going to become a multi-trillion-dollar asset class and help the world. And that's my signaling that we're long from done, baby. And that 30K is a cheap Bitcoin, and 100K is well on its way.
And so you're telling me now's the time to get in. That's what you're telling me.
You know what? I don't want to give financial advice, especially on a chess.com Twitch stream. But I think Bitcoin is going to go up personally from here, much higher.
Cool.
So
so if I get Elon on the show, we're going to have a great talk. Me, you, and Elon.
Oh my goodness. Did you see I tore Elon apart on Twitter?
Dude, I want
a huge fight.
I want to see that. I didn't see it. I have to find the thread. I'm scrolling down.
There's me with my shirt off, electric. But yeah, I designed a Bitcoin car for the Indy 500.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. what's the best way to link you guys? It's not that far down, but I don't want to waste the stream's time.
It's all right. We can do it. Oh, okay. We can do it later too, but I am going to check that out. Maybe if we do another session before the tournament, we'll bring this up.
Yeah, here, keep going down. You're almost there.
Okay.
Yeah. Go. Faster. Big scrolls.
Okay.
I'll just link you. Sorry, folks. It's live.
Saquon Barkley. Because I remember when the Elon stuff started hitting the fan, it was actually really funny because it was right after we had announced like CryptoChamps, and it became, a bit of an internal discussion too, just because obviously there's just all kinds of stuff circling the crypto space all the time on a cutting edge level on social media.
It is not a dull profession. I can say that much.
Yeah. Well,
how do I link you guys?
Maybe throw it in Zoom chat. If you throw it in Zoom chat,
okay.
My boy Bick might be able to take it and add it on his end because I can't do it. So what's funny is my local computer here is not. I'm actually controlling Bick's computer through Parsec, but he can also control it. So if I get a link, I actually can't put it on the screen with what people see. So fun little tech thing we're dealing with.
Super fair.
But he'll add it. This is awesome, man.
Here you go, Vic. That was the last tweet of my storm, and if you scroll up from there,
I let you control the mouse, Vic. You can post it.
He was Elon was chirping at a very close friend of mine.
What exactly was his
Michael Saylor?
Do me like, regardless of like, the controversy or the fact that obviously there was some actual fighting back and forth. Like, what is his? Do me a favor for those like. Give me the TLDR of a more layman crypto. Bick, you're showing your slack, bro. Bick, you're showing your slack, bro.
Don't need that.
We don't need your slack on. Oh, good. Oh, sorry, it's on the other screen. Never mind, my bad. No one else can see your slack. Only I could. That's very good for the company. What was his fun other than just like whatever, like throwing shade at Bitcoin? What was his fundamental ground of being in regards to his theory, if you don't mind? Like, what's his side of the argument?
He had concerns over the energy usage in Bitcoin mining. The issue is, Vic, you can scroll up to the top. It's a normal concern when you're first getting into Bitcoin. It's not a rightful concern. His point was, Bitcoin's wasting energy, and that the carbon footprint it's putting on the world is wasteful, which is scientifically incorrect, mathematically incorrect, philosophically incorrect. And
I'm really glad you're addressing this right now. This is some hot fire. If anyone's watching this from our team, let's clip the bleep out of this and share it, because he does have an impact, because my wife actually brought it up, and she was like, there's all this stuff trending about the the carbon emissions and all this stuff. And then I talked about it with who did I talk about it with? A buddy of mine. In fact, I'm going to share who that guy is, because his CryptoChamps, this event, is his idea. My buddy Jared, who's going to join us on Championship Sunday, you might even meet him, because if you're playing on the championship on Sunday, Hutch's idea was this event, and he also kind of corrected a bunch of misinformation from Elon. So sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and so it was all incorrect, and the problem at the time, one of the things my company were very proud of is delivering and developing financial innovation in the developed world. The cool thing about Bitcoin is it works in the coast of El Salvador the same it works in London. And that's not true for other monetary networks like Visa. Bitcoin as a monetary network is fully functional everywhere in the world. It just requires access to the internet. And so with that fundamental knowledge set, we can build tools that for London and the same ones we can build for people in Venezuela. And it's really powerful in that sense. And so I was sitting in El Salvador, a third world country, and Elon's going on the internet and just spreading misinformation. And that sucks, because there's a lot of really smart people working on what I consider to be some of the world's hardest problems. And you're just getting in the way and you're wasting our time. And so now I'm on the phone with Michael Saylor and very public CEOs and very sophisticated cryptographers at university, and we're not working on cryptography, we're not working on developing software, we're working on how do we get this guy to shut his fucking mouth. And it was very frustrating and annoying. And Elon has this brand for those that are in the fintech space and in the space of building businesses that he's very egotistic, he's very self-centered, and he optimizes to build his own brand. And he started then telling people to buy Dogecoin, which is an actual joke. And now there's a lot of retail investors that are tremendously in the red and hurt. And he just is not helpful. And he's just optimizing for his own brand and isn't really taking into consideration that there are other people that are working on hard problems that aren't trying to get people to buy his stock, and are actually like trying to like help lives in places that haven't had financial innovation in a very long time. And so I was on the phone with a friend of mine, Michael Saylor. He's the CEO of MicroStrategies, very renowned Bitcoiner. And we decided on the phone, like someone needed to say it to him. And I'm not a public company CEO yet. And so I felt, and I also just don't care. I like will do anything for Bitcoin, and I don't optimize my life for people like me. I just am who I am. And I just told him how it was. And I was like, listen, man, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. You take credit for what PayPal did, but you were fired before the IPO. You're an asshole. And if you want to go market yourself and go on SNL and say stupid shit, leave us out of it, because we're like doing hard work here and you're being a dick. And that's basically what I said. And that's what's on the screen in like a more articulate form.
Dude, talk about a tweet storm, a tweet thread. We'll share the link for people in chat who want to check it out too, man. Well, it's interesting, yeah, and I can say that Jared, who's obviously very, very good friend of mine, one of my besties, him supporting the crypto, or his idea of being CryptoChamps, and he also gave me a lot of the science in terms of just sort of disproving that the carbon emissions thing is. I mean, a lot of things we're doing as human beings are leaving, carbon emissions in a footprint, but obviously, like the misinformation seemed to be very real. So I'll just, as the guy who knows nothing about the space, I'll just say, back you up on that. And that's really obviously sucks, but maybe if things rebound and recover, ultimately, maybe who knows, maybe some of the attention on the industry could pay off in the long run. Maybe.
Yeah. I think Elon can get our phone numbers if you really want to know the answer and not have fun on Twitter. That would be my recommendation, is if he's actually curious, he can give me a call.
Yeah. Well, there you hear it, Elon. I tweeted at Elon this morning and told him that we had a space open up in CryptoChamps because Bobby dropped out. So Elon, you can come back if you want.
Now that I would pay unlimited money for, to kick his ass in chess.
In fact, I think you're good enough. You should just bet a Bitcoin or whatever you want that you would beat his ass in CryptoChamps. So he can come play if he wants.
Bet a Bitcoin now. Clip that. I got a Bitcoin on it, Elon.
Clip it and ship it. You heard it, staff. This is awesome. All right, man. All right, well, let's keep going our battle here. This is a blast. Let's do some chess. All right. So I've won one, you've won one in 50 seconds, but we're going to take another 10 seconds off. And I think this is already going to be getting me in the, we're not doing the 5-second thing like I've done. So, I mean, not to promote gambling, just like you had to say the caveat before you gave advice on Bitcoin, I will say I do not endorse or promote gambling of any kind. But as a young chess player up and coming, there may or may not be very late nights where you're playing with people for money. For a lot of, and then this is a game that you can play to set odds with people who may be better than you at bullet, but still have money. So anyway, here we go. So we're going to play, and Bick is going to take another 10 seconds off my clock. So I'm playing Jack at 1 minute to 40 seconds. So.
Wow. I got to play fast and take advantage of this. So I've been.
Okay. So I need to play faster because you are.
That's unequivocally true.
You are a French guy and I am a French girl. We are living in a French world.
Your one-liners are undefeated, man.
All right,
they're electric.
Oh
my goodness.
All right. I just played a stupid move. That was just a silly trick. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. And
you love this. You love this, like, march your H pawn down when you don't know what else to do.
Well, Alpha Zero taught me well. Alpha Zero said, hey, when you don't know what to do, push your H or A pawn up the board to attack a structure because you are so tricky, man. And bullet, I am
I'm just too slow, man. Golly. Okay. Oh boy. I can't say I like my position or my time situation.
Well, I am not necessarily a fan of mine either because of my time situation.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, you're on the run.
I botched that one, I think it's safe to say.
Okay. But I actually already think, I thought I could make it to 35 to 40 seconds against you. I feel like if we keep playing here, let's play a couple more. You're going to get me. You're going to get me at this time control. This is, so Big's got to.
I'm so competitive. I'm going to get upset.
No, dude, don't be upset. So, all right, ready when you are. I think you're going to get me at this time control, man. This is, I got super lucky. You kind of gave me the.
I know.
The attack
I convert there. That was not good on my part.
I like the way you play the King's Indian, though, not just in Bullet. I just want to compliment that because this is a very dangerous system in all kinds of rapid and blitz. In fact, and you clearly actually know it well. This isn't just like a pre-move.
I've done it over and over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I get stuck here. Let's close that.
Yeah, I had to kind of block it up, but this is not ideal for me at all. And I am going to try to wiggle my way out. Objectively, though, you play a very good King's Indian attack.
I appreciate it. What are you trying to do over here, though? And where should I put my pieces is what I'm wondering. So you're going to take on F6?
I kind of have to. I'm kind of just busted, so. Oops, move quickly, Dan. Yeah,
shoot.
This is
that was a good move. I wanted to play Queen H4. Uh-oh, I don't like this. Okay.
Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Didn't mean to allow the queen straight, and you got me. I looked over my clock and saw I had 10 seconds, and I a bit panicked.
Okay, if I lose this, then like I need to just cry somewhere quiet.
Don't cry.
My God.
You're gonna get me. Maybe I should have tried a little harder to kind of throw some. I didn't realize you were also getting low like me. All right, hey, dude. Okay, I told you 40 seconds. This is gonna be. Let's play a couple more because I think this is our
this is where we 50-50 level
split.
ground. Okay.
Yeah.
This French stinks.
You like this,
I don't know anything else. Well, I do, but not like in where I could play Danny Rensch and Bullet.
The system,
and you know this variation.
Yeah, well, I don't remember exactly the best theoretical move there, but yeah, the idea I'm playing for, I should have played King B1 last time. This is all kind of typical in this sort of classical French. But I need to remember that it's Bullet, and actually what is typical is borderline irrelevant. I just need to play fast. Because like you, I also don't have a lot of time, and that is irritating. I'm just going to do this because I need to do something. And like I said, time is of the essence when it comes to Bullet chess.
Oh boy, am I in trouble?
No, actually, I think you're all right. I think my check looked good, but so I just did that because I want to see what happens here in this little queen sack.
Oh God, this makes me nervous. I need to find something to do, Danny. What do I do? I don't know. Oh no.
But I don't have a lot of time.
Oh God, I hate this.
Oh, I thought I was gonna have made against. Oh, you're flagging me. Yep. Oh, dude, that was brutal. That was brutal. I mean, 40 seconds. I feel like I'll say this. I think that 40 seconds over non-parsec, you and I are 50-50. I think over parsec, you're actually better. I think I'm a little bit slower, which is.
It makes sense.
And it's not even a pride thing. I think that's actually a good thing. We learned. I feel like we felt each other out. This is
we're
almost
learning
like
a lot right now.
We're feeling each other out. We're learning about each other. We're learning about falsities and misinformation and about the crypto industry, and we're also learning about Your opening repertoire, I think, is actually super solid. This French and this King's Indian attack. I'm trying to think of any advice I have on general. No, I mean, what you did is actually super clean. Let's play a couple more. We're actually doing something educational here. The next time I get white, I'm gonna try something different against you to see where you're at.
Let's go. Okay. You going queen side?
I think I am this time.
Okay. I don't like this for me at all. Oh boy, I think I have to do this. I'm in trouble. No God.
You got some counter-attacking stuff here going.
Maybe. I think I'm slow.
You're doing it though.
Oh no, stop. Okay. Oh, shoot. This works for you somehow. That sucks. That stinks.
Oh, man. Well, you kind of panicked a little bit. I think you actually had me if you played a little bit. All right, but let's play one more. I'm gonna play white, and we'll test your.
Oh.
We're doing all this for a great reason.
Well, you know what I'm gonna play, right?
Well, no, I'm gonna. Okay, King's Indian. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense then. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Live and die. Ride or die with the King's Indian. Now I get it. Okay, cool. So you're
Although my theory here is not
super strong.
Great.
Yeah, but in the context of I think a rapid event, I think your theory is
it's good enough to
pretty
play
solid,
like
yeah.
Pomp.
Yeah. So I pre-moved that. I didn't expect you to play C6. That was a good one. So how good is Pomp? Because he hasn't taken us up on a lesson he was going to, but now he hasn't yet. I don't know what his plan is, so I'm wondering if you know how good he is.
I don't, but I wouldn't bet on him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because he always references and says that I would beat him badly, and so I'll take that as he's not very good at all.
Right.
But you never know. Oh no,
take
that
him
was not good.
At his word.
That was really bad. Can I have that? Oh God, I'm nervous. I have that?
Oh, no, I'm nervous.
Oh God, no.
Oh man. I don't know if I have the time to finish anything off here though.
Oh, what was that? My mouse slipped. Oh no.
No, I'm mouse slipping. Yep. All right. That was good, man. That. This is good old fashioned family fun. That's how the West is won right there.
Oh right, my goodness.
Okay, so let's take a step back now that we've probed your openings. We've arrived at kind of a similar point in terms of some of the chess lessons I've done where but through this crazy idea of bullet. Usually what happened is like we'll get an idea of what someone's doing in their openings, but again, in your case, I really don't have a lot of advice because you've got a repertoire that is clean and solid, and I feel like you're the kind of player where if we meet again, we should just like do some specific prep for your opponents. We'll look up their usernames and try to get an idea. But at this point, you're doing great, man. So I think maybe one of the most useful things would have you play the time control, play 10 minute plus 5 second, and against Vic here, and I'll kind of I'll listen in. We'll have some fun talking. In the meantime, let you focus. I won't distract you too much, and then we can go over a serious game against a player of your level and maybe get some like real time feedback.
Yeah, let's do it.
What do you think? Is that cool?
I love it.
This is Big here. It's 4-4, so you guys need to play one more game to see who's the winner of this bullet match.
Oh,
and then
okay.
we'll play a 10-5.
Oh man, that is.
How about that?
Fine. You guys are gonna make me lose this match. Fine.
I want to see it, man. I like to see stuff.
Okay.
You know that. Good luck.
All right. Here we
I'm
go.
just happy I didn't get adopted.
Dude, you're I think you're unadoptable, especially in this regard here. And I think that's okay. I like this. I like how you attack on the king side.
Have to. No choice. Let's go. Oh wow. What is happening over here?
We have closed things up. Wow, you are all in, and I respect that. Wow, what an absolutely mind-blowing position here. Like seriously.
How does my knight get to G4? Does anyone know? Because I don't. I'm trying though. Just gonna sack. Okay.
Oh man, no, I'm sacking too because I want that. I want that square. How do I get it? I want more. I can't get it.
How do I undo the? Oh, that was so bad. Oh no.
No, no. Ah.
I don't know what's happening. I just
I
cannot get mated.
Oh, dude, that was nice. That was nice. You crushed it. By the way, that sack was actually super strong. I don't know what I was supposed to do differently there, besides prevent your pawn storm earlier. So there you go, dude. You're a King's Indian attacking bullet son of a gun. Has anyone ever told you that? That's quite the nickname, but
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's the nicest compliment everyone's ever given me. Can you infer my personality from how I play chess?
Yeah, exactly. You are, and I love it. No, dude, you're all in and you're aggressive and it's awesome. Obviously, you know, I get your personality here just getting to know you, man. But as soon as you hopped on the call and we started chatting, I was like, I'm gonna like this guy. This is awesome. Anyway, dude, this is you're gonna be in great shape. So I feel like I've had other lessons already. I've worked with 4 guys so far, four people, maybe more. Anyway, so let's have you play Bic. I want to see what happens when we slow down, make you slow down, because one of the key things about a longer time control is obviously that ability to take time in a critical position, right? Where in bullet, everything is that knee-jerk tactical reaction, and so forcing you to take time against a strong player, your strength. You hear that, Bic? I just called you a strong player. Don't ever ask me to say it again. Don't ever ask me to say it again. All right, Bic, you want me to start your game? You want me to start your game with Jack?
I already challenged him, so you should be.
I know, but I can just start it if you want, or
That's true. But you shouldn't force us. You know, you should.
I can force you guys to do
feeling
things
of freedom. You know,
chess.com.
it's a crypto man.
Force the issue. Let's go.
All right, you want me to do it? All right. So let's see. We're gonna play. I think we're gonna play a 2-game match. Unless it's tied, we'll do. If we're tied, we're gonna do a bullet tiebreaker. But 2-game, 10-5 match. Jack, how much time do you have? We've been here for about an hour.
I'm chilling like a villain, man.
Okay,
as much time as you guys need.
Cool. So let's do. Yeah. So we'll do a 2-game match. Let you get experience in the longer time control. And keep having fun here. So here we go. We're gonna do match. All right. We're gonna go Jimmy Mel versus Bigfoot. 10-5. And good luck, gentlemen.
Let's go, baby.
All right. I'm gonna like type with the chat and kind of chill for the most part. We can talk some, but I don't want to distract you because that'll make our lesson a little more educational too, knowing that you gave your full focus.
Can I distract him though?
Okay.
Is that a thing?
And you what?
Can I distract him?
You can distract him with your moves, not your words. You keep your words to yourself.
Man.
That's good. That's good.
You are a strong player. 2271 and this time control is good. See, like this is where
what have you been doing with your chess, Vic? Jeez, when did you get good?
Pomp like being bad.
How about no distracting there, Danny? Eh? Crying out loud.
All right. We'll let you guys play. This is gonna be a good game.
Bishop T3. I'm lost. Oh boy. Oh, brother.
It's good stuff.
I know. So this is what is it? The Pierce? I know it. I wasn't supposed to let him play E5.
This will be great. This is a great one to go over. By the way, I know that someone in the event plays this kind of system, so this is super helpful.
Here we go. So how you win a championship right here.
That's right.
Put in the work. Oh man, that 5's gonna hurt.
Have some DMs from some staff members who think we should get you your own TV show where you talk crypto and chess, Jack. So we gotta figure that out. At some
Shoot me the contract.
Danny?
Oh, man.
I know I shouldn't talk, but should I do it?
Of course you should.
Should I do it? It just feels so good, man.
Everything about it. You guys are gonna have a great game here.
Okay.
I didn't say it was good. I didn't say it was good, Meg.
We're doing it.
But good.
I actually think I think it is good though. Because now I have this bishop c5 threat I have to deal with. If you let me just exchange and try and defend against f5, then you probably let me get away with murder, right? We'll see. Okay. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm so glad you explained that meme of the eyes.
Yeah, laser ray to 100K.
Now I see them everywhere. Now I know what they are.
They'll be gone when Bitcoin hits 100K. So enjoy while they're here.
I love it.
I think I am like borderline lost.
Well, for some context, Danny, the meme woke, that you're woke AF, also has the red eyes, and that's where it kind of originates from. That you're like
Okay.
woke.
God.
Yeah, I don't know how deep down.
You know, I'm so unhip and uncool, man. It's ridiculous. It's redunk, as a hip person would say. You know who David Gottstein is?
Do I?
Yeah,
I don't think so. Should I?
he's in the crypto space. So pretty sure he might be joining us for CryptoChamps, replacing Bobby. So
Oh man. Yeah. I need a little bit of magic to pull this one off, unfortunately. Hmm.
You know what Jack reminds me of, Danny? He's like one of those kids that haven't played any feeder rated champs, you know, one feeder over the board tournament yet. He's like 1200, he's like 2000 rated in real life, and he beats my and me up, you know. It's so damn annoying.
well, he might. This is going to be a fun game. I mean, you're doing all right, Vic, but Jack is coordinating as well. That's why we did this. That's why we're here. We're here to play the game, boys.
Yeah. This is though tremendously concerning position for me. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to drum up some counterplay here. Rather unclear, gentlemen. That movie makes a lot of sense. Well,
Is that someone coming to visit you?
yeah, it's a knock on my hotel room.
That might
door.
be Elon. That might be Elon at the door.
I hope it is. He's gonna catch your right hand. What's up? I'm playing chess with Danny Rensch.
You don't want anything?
No, I'm okay. Thank you so much.
Hey there, person at hotel.
The things I do for Danny is turn down whatever it's called, the room
service.
Cleaning. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Brain is just in a pretzel trying to figure out how to drum up some counterplay here.
That's tough. Bick is bringing his A game. Damn that guy. Thank God he can't hear us right now.
You saw my Arena King games, Danny. I'm on fire.
Yeah, you did. You played well today, bro. You did, man. Chat at chess.com wants to know how you bleeped yourself, Vic.
Magic.
I gotta get myself a bleep machine. The producers keep all the fun toys for themselves.
What the did you just say to me, Dan?
I'm so nervous.
Yep. Trouble in paradise. Huh.
Fiddler Crab Season says, I was skeptical of this whole CryptoChamps thing, but after seeing Vinny and Jack, I'm all in. Should be great fun.
Hell yeah.
I think sometimes, we've done these big events for, people of the non-chess endemic variety. And I think sometimes people are like, hey, like in the traditional chess community gets skeptical of it. And I think what we're showing everybody is like, look, there's a lot of amazing people that are super smart and awesome in all kinds of industries who aren't just playing in chess for the kicks and giggles, but like they legit love it. And in the case of someone like you, you're pretty damn good at it.
Yeah, chess is an amazing game, and similar to Bitcoin, it really transcends culture, race, gender, regions, borders, and it unites a really interesting set of individuals. And so, yeah, I'm glad to be accepted by.
Damn, dude, I am gonna get you a show. Like, have you ever had any public speaking training, or you're just like me? You were just born to gab.
Born to rock hoodies and embarrass myself.
You say that well, man. I don't even have to ask. But you're right. No, and I think I literally said those words about chess before. So, in regards to Bitcoin, I think it's a great comparison. Yeah. And another thing about it that's interesting is like, the part of chess that isn't solved. It's like this massive problem. We can put people on the moon, but computers are still beating each other at chess. They don't know the perfect chess yet, which is kind of fascinating when you think about it.
Yeah, it's a game that can be solved. And I think that's one of the cooler things. Like, here, I'm going to hit you with all the rants I talk about in Bitcoin.
I love it.
I think in life, people inherently want two things. Want to be part of something bigger than themselves. That's a marriage or building a family, a company, working a job you love, just something that exceeds you as an individual. Right. And then I think people want to work on something that will be here when they're gone, that lasts longer than they will. And Bitcoin satisfies that. I think chess uniquely satisfies that. There's no perfect chess game. There's no solving chess. And playing chess, it far exceeds yourself. You're part of a community and research of the game that's probably lasted at least a couple centuries. So it is a very satisfying game as a human being.
I completely agree with both those things, and well said in regards to the inherent desires we all have, right? Like you said, part of something bigger than yourself, be remembered. I think, I'm gonna let you finish this game.
Yeah, you think I'm gonna get mated? Is that?
Well, I know you see the mate, but now I started feeling bad looking at your time and talking. So.
No, well, if I can survive this though, he's really going for it. What is it? It's 10 plus 5. I have this increment.
At this point, I'm committed. You could say.
You sure are, and I think for like good reason too. I think it's a justifiable commitment. Shoot, I'm gonna flag. Not good. Oh, I'm not even like considering that I'm on camera. I'm like all zoomed in. People are seeing my unibrow hairs and everything.
I'm looking at your hat with the skateboard, the skeleton.
Oh, I flagged. Jesus.
I distracted you.
No, it's okay. It's totally my fault. Good game, man.
That was a good game. You defended. You defended super well, given that it was a ton of pressure. Bick, I don't know what's gotten into you. I'm going to give you a stern talking to later. I mean, we bring a guest into our home, and you don't let him beat you.
Dude, I was just looking.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Yo, no. My last move, I could have played Bishop takes H2. All right, I'm missing that. All right, I just see that. Okay, so I missed the best move in my opinion.
Yeah, you're probably already using the game report to see your blunders. Bick is obsessed with his chess. Anyway, okay, so let's analyze this quickly, mainly because I think you guys can play another great game, and maybe if you want, unless you don't want to play another one, we can figure it out. I think it'd be prudent for us to review this opening regardless, because of what you said about needing to kind of, needing to kind of get maybe an improved approach to some of these hyper modern Pierce things. So I'm going to invite you right now.
Yeah, I gotta be the one to play E5 after he got 5 miserable games.
Yeah. Jimmy, are you still in live chess? It's not Jimmy. Jack. Sorry, I look at your username.
Yeah, sorry, I just lost you guys for a second. No worries.
Okay, cool. So you're on the. Can you see the board I'm on going through the game here?
Yeah.
Cool. Like you said, you're on crappy hotel Wi-Fi, so we'll forgive you. We've all been there. All right. So everything about this is great, and the Austrian setup as a structure, meaning just if we philosophically break down the goals of the Pierce, right? And the Pierce is actually D6 on move 1, which is a little different in the sense that they have the opportunity to play knight f6 on move 2 that they don't necessarily have in the hyper modern. But a lot of times you're going to get positions that transpose, especially if white wants to play the same type of structure you did. But it is important to note, because I think that you guys actually got this exact position right here, just through a different move order. You reached the same thing. And
can I make a quick comment, Danny?
Yeah.
A quick comment. The reason why I play the style as I do is because if white plays e4, d4, bishop e3, I have c5. Okay. And that's like the only time I play c5, but it's really good for black, in my opinion, with all the games that I played. So
that's actually
why I take this opening.
That's a great line. And in fact, this idea and this move order was exactly something I worked with Rain on. Everyone remembers his CryptoChamps game where he won the rook really early with this sort of idea. Obviously Michelle Carre didn't know what she was doing, but I worked with Rain on his openings, and yeah, c5 is a good thing, especially against players who are looking to quickly develop toward like the bishop e3, queen d2 kind of castles long thing. So okay, good call, Vic.
Does that not transpose into the dragon if you do go that route? Can I play like knight f3 and then now you're playing a Sicilian instead of which maybe you're comfortable?
Yeah, so like c5, if knight f3, he'll play knight c6 before taking, bring a little more pressure.
Yeah, we're playing like a Sicilian.
Yeah, it's like a hyper kind of neo Sicilian. You're not wrong.
I play just quickly. I don't play knight c6. I take on d4.
Okay.
Usually take bishop, and after knight f6, it is very tempting to play e5. Is like a good move, but then you can play knight h5, and you have some knight f4, knight e6 kind of shenanigans. This is good for black.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Interesting stuff. And I think that either way, obviously, what Jack did, what you did with knight c3 and f4 is this is about as straightforward as it gets. Fun fact: the line I play as white is actually called the Tiger Austrian, and it's actually bishop g5 first, but the same idea. And I only play this move order because it tends to be a little bit less well known. There's some traps, and it's kind of a system I learned. But the structural idea of the Austrian is a very principled one. It's exactly how you want to approach the Pierce, and most players do. So, all right. So after knight f6, knight f3 castles, we're still in theory, and really the first slight inaccuracy, Jack, and this is why we're backing up to the opening, because remember, there's two things. Like, you didn't lose the game because of the opening, and we'll talk about other things, but a lot of times you want to make sure you review the opening because that's your most immediate potential improvement, right? Mm-hmm. Because you will get this position again. You're not going to get a position in the late middle game that you had exactly again. So okay, so there's a few different ways white can play here, right? The bishop on d3 always feels sort of warm and cozy, and if you look it up, I'm even I'm sure it's a move. I'll even check the Explorer. I'm sure it is actually wait, it's the main move here. What am I talking about?
I thought it was theory, but it.
Oh, I was going to recommend the second best move as the main move. Or sorry, the second most popular move. which is e5. I was going to say just to go for it right away on like the, the most aggressive kind of principal way to play the Austrian. But you're right, bishop b3. So you do know your theory. Huh. Okay,
well,
there you go.
I'm coming from like a decades old memory, but yeah, I think it's but this whole line is predicated on that I play e5.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I think before I castle, maybe even e5 is
in fact, yes, it is the main move.
Yeah,
it's kind of what we were both saying is actually kind of accurate. So I guess I was going to go on sitting in the coach chair. My main thing I was about to impart before I was, obviously embarrassed that bishop b3 is a main move is that, there's no reason to even flirt with the idea of allowing the dark square breakthrough for black, because the whole reason you go for this line in the Austrian is to grip the structure before black has a chance to strike back, right? And so I was going to use that philosophical reasoning to say e5 is the best move. It's the most popular move. I looked it up. Turns out you're right. Bishop b3 actually is the more popular move order, but we do get the same line that I was thinking of, which is with e5 here is the main move.
Yeah, because once I allow bishop g4, then I've lost e5.
Yeah. So the main line with e5, Bick, you would have played takes, I assume, not the knight e8 line.
In this position?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take.
Yeah. So d takes e5, f takes e5. D takes e5 is also possible, but d takes e5 and knight h5, I assume, is going to be Bick's line, because that sounds like something Bick would do.
Yeah, knight h5.
Yeah, and then bishop e3.
Yeah, see, like this position's so pleasant for white compared to what I got into.
Yeah, and as long as you're prepared so the only way it can draw, the drawback of doing it is if they play the sharpest variations with bishop g4, trying to go after the d4 pawn. You have to remember that the key move is actually just to back up the bishop. You can also play bishop e4. But I think bishop e2, as much as that looks like a little bit of putting your tail between your legs, is actually the more strategically sound thing. Bishop e4 can run into different shots, and bishop e2 is very simple. Obviously, you unpin the knight, you would take back here, you can play queen d2 next. And like you said, this is a much more pleasant position than what you got in the game, right? Yep. But I've seen blitz games where people like panic on bishop g4 and just forget that you're allowed to retreat, and it's actually, white is fine. So, anyway, so you know the theory, and I guess you already know the idea. So honestly, most of my advice here is sort of, not necessarily wasted breath, but a little bit, because I'm not necessarily telling you something you don't know, but maybe this is a good refresher of how critical the theory is to make sure that you get the main line with e5 and not allow black to get e5. And I would argue, even though I know bishop is more popular, you can also play this move right away. You can also play e5 right away, and the only main difference is that here, the main move is usually not to take for black, because taking after d takes e5, this is actually a pretty good line for white. Queen takes d1, king takes d1, and no matter where you move the knight, white is putting the knight on d5. Mm-hmm. And so then you have to give this check on d8. And after the king moves back to e1, the knight moves to d5. You've got this position where white is usually just, okay, maybe clearly better is a little bit strong, but like this is just such a nice grip. And a lot of times the disadvantage for white, once you get that kind of space, should come with something. There should be some consequences, like they have a potential weak outpost square, or they're behind in development, or I don't know. But this exact line with the queens off the board is super pleasant. You can play super aggressive in knight g5, or just like bishop e3, c3, king e2, put a rook on the d file, and white is just happy. So I think one thing I'll say, when you play e5, if they're a less experienced player than Vic, you might get a lot of people to capture and just go for that endgame, which is just bad. And it's actually one of the reasons I play the Tiger Austrian. I'll show you the move order, because it's very often the case that in this particular move order, it doesn't matter whether you played bishop c5 before or here. In this particular move order, if they don't know that c5 is basically forced here, because a lot of regular Pierce players can play castles, and this is fine. But in this line, e5 is super strong for white, and this is a really aggressive line with the bishop on g5. But I've had a lot of games go like this, and then they realize they can't even trade queens anymore because the rook takes. In that other line, at the very least, after take, king takes, black had rook d8 check and could recover. And this line, like, it's already too late. No matter what they do, it's actually just lost, right? And you have knight d5 coming. Even on knight h5, knight d5 is the move.
So quick thing. I played a bullet match against Danny. The first one where he tried to adopt me. He failed, by the way. He did to try the second time.
Did I fail to adopt you? I think you're misremembering.
I have a clip. Don't make me show the clip where I beat you. And I was like, oh, Danny, you even bowed to me, man.
Did you beat me like in game 9? You barely
I beat you in like game 9. But the second time you adopted me. But
whatever.
anything, he kept playing this attack against me. And I kept losing with it. So I actually did study it afterwards. So I know what to do now.
So now you know to play c5 here.
I know to play c5 there. Yeah. Well, actually, I play h6 first. I nudged.
Actually, so you're right. Actually, yeah, h6 is actually. In fact, sorry, Vic, I was focused on philosophical coach mode. You're absolutely right. h6 is critical. The reason is that if you play c5 right away, I can actually still play e5, and after takes, I take with the queen, and I'm winning a piece.
Mm-hmm.
But on e5 after h6. If h6 here, c5, e5, black now has knight h5 because the bishop has been removed from defending the pawn. So that's actually, Vic is right. That's actually the correct theory. Okay, you're not going to play the Tiger Austrian, although you could if you want to. You and I can set up a lesson. I can teach you this stuff. You'll just smoke some people.
Yeah, I figure like I just need to unrust myself. So I'm gonna open my openings book and read my systems again, and I should be in good shape. Hopefully.
So anyway, so you'll play e5 next time, and we'll skip past it. Now I just want to go to the game because you guys had one other kind of fun critical moment. I'm just gonna jump ahead. You recovered your best. Vic, you played very well. You know it pains me to say that to you, buddy, but you did. You played very well.
And sorry, you were lagging a little bit. What were you saying?
Right here. I said you played very well.
Oh, wow.
No, you legit, you did. This exchange sack was solid. But then at this point, Jack, you know, again, if you consider that you were off on you got off on the wrong foot. You guys both played a pretty high level game. Queen E1, that's what I was going to say is, so you're in trouble here after bishop takes f8. But I think that let's see, right here, what was the move I was thinking of? I wondered if you didn't have to retreat.
Well,
like you did.
I could have tried like knight c3 now and then tried for king f1 on bishop c5.
Yeah, it's a little bit spicy because they get this move. But I think this is what I was thinking, because if you go for this line, you have queen d3, and just the difference of not losing the d pawn if the end game happens, obviously kind of night and day. It's it is still. I mean, black has compensation. I don't think this means that.
No. After bishop c5 check, king f1, I would play knight g5.
You keep the knight.
And then your rook is trapped.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Much.
And in fact, you have this move here too.
Exactly. That was what I was hoping for. But
okay. So you I mean, you defended as best you could. Queen e1 is a painful move to play, but you kind of had to do it. And now you attempted to simplify this. This f5 move was good. What I would have argued is, I wonder if you're worse here no matter what. I wonder if trying to get the queens off the board was possible, was maybe better.
Yeah, I figured my logic at the time was his king's weaker, and if I can somehow get him to overextend, maybe I have tricks. And an end game here is like most certainly lost. But after playing a few more moves, I realized that his king is not nearly weak enough for that logic to make any sense.
Well, no, you're not wrong. If we could just put the rooks on the 7th rank or something, right? I mean,
exactly.
But I think you're right. I think the pawn mass backed by the queen proved to be super dangerous, and this bishop is sneaky, a serious problem, right? So I think in hindsight, getting the queens off, it might be the best chance. And don't underestimate that, you still would have chances. It's not just like we're saying that to oops, whether you did it before or not, to save the game. I think if takes, you could take back with the pawn or the rook even, and black is better. But I mean, you're trying to hold the position as best you can. You can play g3 to try to slow down king g2 and h4, and black's better, but big has to prove it. So and then you had the attack. So anyway, yeah, I guess all we need to do is recover with e5 earlier, and you already kind of do that. So all right, you want to play one more with the opposite color?
Yeah, whatever's clever. Do it for the people.
Let's do it. Let's play one more before we wrap things up. This has been a blast. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? Shame on you. By far, most amazing. Oh man, did someone raid me and I forgot to thank them? I have been in my own world, so my apologies. We got a massive viewer increase. So either a bunch of people got the memo that Jack Mallers is here, or someone raided. I have no idea. Anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. Okay, here we go, man. I'm gonna pair you guys off again.
Let's do it. We play the same systems, Jack, so you should know my opening.
Okay, Jimmy Mao is black. 10, 5. And good luck, boys.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be bad. I only like playing King's Indian.
Against the King's Indian?
I hate that. That's not good.
Yeah, Bigfoot's like your kryptonite right now.
I know.
I hate that guy.
I need my openings book and YouTube, binging YouTube on a Sunday. Chess opening so bad. Oh gosh. Okay.
This is good stuff, man. You guys are taking us down a theoretical battle. I feel like Bobby Fischer could be playing either one of these, either side here. I feel like Fischer is so remembered for like the Lopez or like his Sicilian work. People forget that like he spent so much of his career developing like early, really important theory in the King's Indian attack.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite chess player, Danny, of all time?
I mean, yes. I feel like historically, I always vibe with Al Johan, the first true super grandmaster, as I like to say. Versatile, first, like before him, like styles were so dominant, not just in the way people approach, but in the narrative about chess. And it was like I'm a closed player. I only want positional, slow, strategic stuff. A lot of double queen pawn games in the previous world champions, or people who were like not necessarily disrespected, but the guys like Chigorin or others who were like trying to model themselves after the Morphy style, like romantic, aggressive, crazy attacking chess. Al Johan was like the first real super GM who I think just like understood that the goal is to play the best move in the position and not be married to one style, right? And Kasparov wrote about that in his my predecessor books to some degree, kind of similar, like that he was just the first like truly dynamic grandmaster. So Al Johan gets my all-time nod. As far as more modern, I'm saying Al Johan, chat saying you don't know who that is. I'll say the American version and butcher the name, Alakine. You know, like Lafayette, how you call anarchy. Al Johan. Anyway, and then I would say modern. I mean, Vichy has been a guy that, which is crazy now. I say that because he's like literally become, a good friend of mine, and we work together and we do streams together. We were on a call last night together about the future of maybe cooperating with the future chess league, which I just realized I'm about to say stuff I shouldn't say. But he also, I was like legit, like just a huge fan of him as a young up and coming player because he played all my openings. He played the open Sicilian. Dude would just like bust up somebody in like well-prepared English attack theory. And that was like my jam, like the white side of like the sharpest knight orf. And he played the Nimzo Indian as black. So Vichy Anand became my favorite player because when you're following top level chess, it's so hard to want to read every news report, follow every game. So one advice I give people is at the very least, try to find players who play your openings so you get a little bit attached to the narrative, right? And so Vichy became my boy. And now it's cool to get to know him. But big fans of guys like Kramnik. I mean, Kramnik too. And who doesn't love some of the legendary great Kasparov games. So But I would say Vishy.
Kasparov is a Bitcoiner. Vishy, obviously, yeah. All these guys are legends, but yeah, Gary is very into Bitcoin, from what I understand.
Yep. I got Kasparov Wannabe hanging out in my chat. What's up, Kasparov Wannabe? Speaking of Gary. Yeah, the Al Yekin is another way they say it. Depending on the actually really, depending on basically like whether someone is like it was more Eastern Europe, or I learned this from my uncle Yermolinsky in terms of the different ways to pronounce it. But Al Johan is actually the most appropriate pronunciation of Alekhine, for those who don't know.
Oh, I did not know that.
So at least you learned something today, right? A leopard can carry up to 10 times its weight into a tree. So at least you can leave saying you learned something.
All right.
Vic is super focused this time because he knows you might bust his ass in this line. So you do your thing. Ignore me.
I'm scared, dude. I'm actually scared. I feel like I messed up my position already. You know what, Jack? You. I said love.
I love
guys.
that.
I said love.
Tool.
Come on.
Welcome everybody from my boy Robert Hess's stream. Hess has been crushing it. He just finished. He played Arena Kings earlier, and then he did a show called "This Is a Stream." Classic. Welcome in. This is a CryptoChamps lesson. If you missed it, this has been. I don't want this to go wrong with Robert or with Vinny or any of the lessons to come. This has been by far the best CryptoChamps lesson we've had. And it's not just because Jack went on a rant earlier about Elon Musk and misinformation about Bitcoin. It's also because Jack is an OG of chess.com and literally been a diamond member since 2011. Built an open source on open source Jack's chess.com on the Lead Chess code, which is amazing. And then Lead Chess even reached out to him for integrating some of the tech back their way, right?
Yeah, I think they took some of the concepts that exist on the platform today.
It's amazing. It's amazing, man. So
open source software, man, powerful stuff.
If you missed the earlier parts of the show, seriously, it is worth a review and back up and check it out. This has been an awesome fun day. And Jack even beat my ass in a bullet battle. A bit of a time odds given to him, but he beat me 5-4. So where have you been?
It's a good question. To the public.
Yeah.
This is intense.
I've been so engaged. Right at the start of the stream, my wife brought me this amazing croissant sandwich and chips, my favorite chips,
Whoa.
salt and pepper. You know what I've been doing? I've been ignoring this. The sandwich has been staring at me, taunting me, and I've ignored it for you, Jack.
That means the world. Okay. Hmm.
Appreciate all the compliments on my haircut, everybody. It only makes it that much easier to see my receding hairline. But as I've told you many times, I was born with the horseshoe pattern. I'm not going bald. I just have no hair. I might be going bald, actually. That's a whole nother discussion. It's a different show.
I feel like I have a good position. It feels pretty neat. I don't want to describe how I'm looking right now, but my nipples are so hard that they could cut glass right now, Danny. That's how I should describe this position.
Appreciate
also, I
that.
should play bishop e3 earlier for the damn knight on c5. But other than that, I feel good.
I kind of like Jack's position a little bit, so this is gonna be interesting.
Okay, then never mind. I'll take it back. I hate this.
Oh, I just haven't played like chess where you think and you don't just flag in so long. This is like
so good. Then I'm so glad we're doing this. This is the good step.
Yeah, the leadership of my company, the board is going to be like, stop. We need your stop doing that. All right. Oh boy.
If you're just coming in, though, seriously, this is a stream for CryptoChamps, an event coming up in a couple weeks. And hit the follow button. We've been doing a whole bunch of educational chess content recently. Jack is the strongest player I've worked with who's competing in CryptoChamps. You can use the command to find out more info. Please do go read about it. Plan on watching, and hit the follow button of whatever Twitch channel you're watching. I'm watching both chats at Chess and Daniel Rensch right now. It's going to be a good one to go over too.
Gosh. Got some time trouble issues too.
You got 5-second increments.
Yeah, we got this. Trust your gut.
This is a close game. I could give him more time. Like the 5 minutes. Just because this is a good game. Danny, referee, what do you say?
I'm good with that if Jack is.
Say again?
We can add more time to your clock.
Oh, no way.
Okay.
It's just not how I was raised.
Okay,
no
good.
shot.
Dude, you just passed my test. You got an A+. I said I'm good with that if Jack is. It was kind of like I say that in my son's around. I'm good with that if you are, and then you realize, oh wait, Dad is giving me a subliminal,
a test.
But I have a 15-year-old man. I have kids young, so these days he just sends me like TikTok memes that just roast all kinds of dads. Just it's
a backwards compliment.
He's torn right now because our Phoenix Suns, we're Suns fans. Our Phoenix Suns are beating the Lakers, but he's like a huge LeBron James guy. So he's just
I hate that.
He's just tortured right now.
I hate that he's a LeBron guy.
I know.
That's okay.
I'm like, dude, Jordan's the
Not
GOAT,
your fault.
bro. Jordan's the GOAT.
I know.
And then
I'm a Chicago kid.
He sends me all these arguments for why LeBron's the GOAT. I'm like, bro, did you even watch The Last Dance? And he's like, yeah, Dad, because you're a bad father and you let me watch it. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. It was great. I hope you enjoyed all of the drugs and paraphernalia references and everything. So.
Yeah, I'm a Chicago guy. And
dude, my wife's from Chicago. I forgot to tell you. So my wife's mom at one point was the designer for some stuff that was going on with the Bulls. So they had great tickets. And my wife's name is Shauna. But Shauna says, like, at some point she was so spoiled she didn't realize that like other cities didn't just have teams that just like won every NBA championship they ever played.
Yeah.
Like just grew up just like, you mean everybody doesn't just win all the time? Like, I'm like, no, I'm from Phoenix. We don't ever win anything.
Yeah, we don't win anymore though. So it was fun, I guess, when I wasn't alive, supposedly. So I hear.
I'm
Although,
so
yeah, when
annoyed.
the
Why does
cup,
G5 work? I'm actually pissed.
you should be pissed.
I'm actually pissed.
When the Cubs won, her family about lost their belief, so they were pretty pumped about that. So.
Yeah, I actually the first place I moved out of my parents' house was like spitting distance from Wrigley Field. I was a
Really?
block away. And yeah, I was 21 years old during that. And so I'll never forget that. Although I
Dude, that's
don't
epic.
recommend living where I lived. Yeah, it was like if someone poured Bud Light and peanuts in my nostril every single day.
Wow.
But for that year, it was worth it. I don't know, that wow from Danny was like, wow, maybe I need to move
Wow,
there.
that's well. You know what's so funny about that, dude? I can't believe you picked up my subliminal desires because you know what? So I got COVID a few months ago,
Oh
and
man.
I recovered and everything, but my smell has still not come back, and I'm legit. It is ruining
Oh
the quality of
no,
my
dude,
life.
I'm so sorry about
It
that.
is. I don't want to make this a crybaby stream, but I'm legit struggling with it. Like I'm following everything. Like there's like ways to do like natural sense therapy because it's like it's your nervous system, right? Because what it is like the synapse in your nerves are there, but they're not firing and they're not registering. Because part of what COVID does is it like literally attacks like whatever what they say in some ways is attacks things and kind of weaken them for a very long time. So I'm like rebuilding my nerves for my smell, and it's been more than 5 months since I lost my smell.
Oh, dude, I am so sorry about that.
I'm
That's like
miserable.
not like funny at all. That's
No, it's
awful. I'm
not. It's
sorry.
not. It's probably why I didn't eat this sandwich because like my appetite is like gone away, and I'm just so I anyway. My taste has come back. Like, but I'm not tasting fully because when you can't smell, you're not tasting fully. But
Yep. Yeah, I had COVID in December and I also lost taste and smell, but it's back.
that's all.
So
That gives me hope. Gives me hope.
yeah, yeah, and you deserve hope, if anything.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can't wait to get some Danny wisdom on this position. This is tricky.
This is great. You guys are playing well. Like you said, you're aware of your time, but you've got 5-second increments. So as long as you can, I'll let you think a little more on his time so you can be ready. I'll shut up now and go back to reading chat.
Whoa. What? Does that work? Okay. Get out of here. Oh, that's so mean.
Dun,
Should be like illegal.
dun, na, 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 na.
Yeah, I guess the issue is I like don't have a plan. Not great. Okay. Oh man, I'm gonna flag again. Okay. Oh god, this is awful. Uh, um,
Oh no.
man.
I mean, even this
Oh,
final
did I not move?
position.
I don't feel
Even
like I was
this-
better there.
Yeah,
scary.
even this. Well, I think maybe you're better.
Well, the final position you were better. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you're better in the final position, but agreed. It was
How do you
awesome
stop
game.
G4 H4? Like that's my whole plan after Rook H1. I think that's the problem, right?
Yeah, I mean, and in the final position, I almost wish that Black could play like Knight F4 check, take with the G pawn.
Yeah,
You
King
know.
F. Yeah, okay.
You got to move the bishop
Move back.
to
Yeah,
keep the
probably,
piece.
probably F2, and King F3, and then Rook G1 and survive.
Yeah, but I think it could get irritating.
Yeah,
if
you
Black
get a
plays
free
like-
in first. Right.
No, but you can just play King F1. I mean, I don't think it's a sound sack, but I was trying to look at some ways to keep it going. But okay, so I'm going to open up an analysis board and invite you, Jack, one more time if you're in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Chess.com live server, Jimmy Mel, boom. Okay, cool. So this was an awesomely epic King's Indian and King's Indian attack for both sides. You guys are playing a whole bunch of theory. This is just a whole lot of good stuff. I literally have like zero criticism. A5 was a great move, Jack. Heads up play. That was exactly what you should do here. To the point where I think, Vic, did you anticipate A5 before you played B4?
I played Knight H4 with the ideas. I'm gonna play G4, so he never has like F5, and then I'm gonna play F4 when I feel like it. But for some reason, I thought, let me play B4 first before he plays Knight C5.
Yeah.
But I should have played like Bishop E3 first or something, and then coming back, I should play like G4, Bishop E3, and then F4, because he doesn't make any plays on the queen side either way. But for some reason, I thought, all right, B4 is good, and then I was like A5. I was like, oh well, no, wait.
Part of the issue, Vic, is and just hearing you talk about, you're kind of combining two plans within the structure. Like you're combining any G4, F4 initiatives with like an idea that you'll ever expand. Over here is just not ideal, right? Because whenever you're expanding on the queen side, that should be the focus, like in a bayonet attack, King's Indian. And if you're going to play F4 and open up the diagonal for the bishop, that's you don't, the limited damage on the queen side is ideal.
Correct.
And I would say that even a flexible move, like A3 is okay. Like something that goes out of your way to prepare it. You could even play like Queen C2, because if F5 is played, you already have the queen on the battery. Bishop E3, Jimmy. Sorry, I keep saying Jimmy now because it's probably Jack probably plays F5 anyway. And I'm not sure I actually like Bishop E3 because of that. I think that actually invites what Black wants. So from that perspective, maybe you should play G4. But then also like, well, I guess F5 maybe not now. But then from your perspective,
don't I have Knight D5 here?
You do, and the
I
only
take on
question
G6.
is, Well, you win c7 at the end too.
Well, I would have taken on g6. I know this line.
No, but then I take on c3.
Yeah,
and I'm hitting
I
your queen.
take on f8.
No, but he gets f8 with check.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
So
no, I think g4 is fine, and I would say that. But if once you commit to g4, I mean, now like my whole plan, if I'm playing black, is to do something different. I don't need to go for this anymore, right?
I agree. I mixed two plans at once. Like I went knight h4 to play g4, and then I played on the queenside anyway. That was my problem.
Exactly. So, but otherwise, the jack, for your sake, nothing about what you did here should change for any future game. And even if they play g4, I think you can play a5, knight c5, because you prevented b4, and then the main thing is to play for c6 and b5. Yep. You're not. Don't hit your head against this wall anymore. It's not needed, and counterplay on the queen side is going to be what you want to do. The only reason I'm not even suggesting like c6 right away is I think you can actually take it, and I think d6 is
d6 is a problem. Yeah.
But okay, so b4, a5, dude, great move. Like seriously, you have made no mistakes yet. b5, and so here f5 is fine now, and I wondered if I was debating whether I thought, and I was reading chat, watching you guys. I thought maybe you could have even played knight to c5, because I guess if he plays g4 now you actually can take d5, by the way, because the knight's unprotected. So this whole line doesn't work anymore. You actually win 2 pieces for the rook, because he's not winning the knight back. You're winning. And
my thought was like bishop a3 or bishop e3, and if I play knight c5, so if he doesn't play g4, he plays bishop e3.
Yeah.
I have to commit to a weird pawn structure, which is probably fine.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that is good.
I would play bishop e3, by the way, in a position.
You what?
I would have played bishop e3 after knight c5, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that this is like. So here's what I would say is like. The other way to play this position is you can play b6 and sort of call white's bluff. Like I don't think this trade is good for white, and in fact,
yeah, in theory it's not. Like in theory, like dark square bishop needs to remain on the board and stuff.
Yeah.
In practice, he can exchange and be like, listen here, Bitcoin CEO, man, like you're rusty, prove it. And like I'd be fucked. And so that is just what was going through my pea-sized brain at the time.
Okay, so well then for future games, I mean, no, it's good, because obviously you are a strong player. You understand that, and I think conceptually, like if you pop a pony on d6 here in this structure, with c4 and e4 being undermined, by the knight there, and then f5 is slow jammed instead of rushed. My argument would, and so I'm glad you're communicating your thought process, because it shows you understood the concept. It's not foreign, and that this is not a trade that you're worried about. And I would say that, remember that in games like this, because it's such an easy position for black to play. Like if you don't rush f5, like you move the bishop, you bring the knight to d6, you even like bring the queen up and the rook over and move the bishop back. And
by the way, Danny, flip the board, because we're looking from Jack's perspective.
Oh, but Jack, can you see it from black's perspective? Or
yeah, I'm looking at black.
Yeah, but the chat is also like.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think, and my point is this, like it's this. So this is like the experience, like King's Indian coming in, where like how effective f5 has been in games you had. And so what happens to King's Indian players is you become a little bit biased toward always assuming that that's like the right shot, when like sometimes like a little bit of patience on that M-let push can kind of go a long way, especially because against a King's Indian attack structure, you're not checkmating them as often with a pawn storm as you are in like a mainline King's Indian, right? Where they don't have to be in ghetto. So, I think if I was playing the position, I probably would have played knight c5 and b6 and then seen how white played it, because he's not going to play. I mean, he plays bishop e3 like Big says. I go here, like he's not going to play f4. It's not a great idea. And you have a lot of things in the position you can sit on. Like you can still play f5. Like g4 is not on the agenda either. You can't play g4 anymore. So I don't know. I would have maybe played a little bit slower, but all right. So f5 is good.
My idea,
C2.
just real quick
Yeah.
going back, my idea if you play knight c5 in that opening, like right here, like I will play bishop e3, you'd play b6, I would take queen d3, and then my idea is rook d1, d6. That's my whole line.
Okay,
and
but
it's black's idea.
I mean,
to
you're
stop
not
game.
gonna get it.
No, I understand.
Right? I'm gonna play queen d6, bishop d7, rook over, knight c8, move my queen, pop a pony. Oops, I'll use green because it's easier to see. And I think that, this is one of those positions where like black is doing so, like, forget what a computer would say if like computers are biased in the math in terms of the space. Like black is like long term just so much better here because no structural change ever comes to the position that doesn't immediately help black's pieces. Exactly. And so black can slowly play everything and then decide down the road, all right, I am going to go for f5 now, or something else develops. So the parting ways of that bishop pair is just, something you almost never ever don't want to invite. So, all right, so f5, knight c5, takes. Why didn't you take with the pawn here instead of the knight? What was your thought process criteria, just so I can help in case there's any? What was your thinking on that?
It felt a little loose with my king on h7, queen on c2, and I thought I was going to be able to just force some favorable exchanges, and I don't know. I just was scared, I guess. A lot of being rusty, I think, is not playing with like necessary confidence, like being able to take like d takes c5 and have the confidence that the bishop pair is going to prevail and taking g takes f5. Like I think
that's a super
that, really.
I think it's a super good, super accurate point, and just reminder that anytime you have a space advantage or the pawn structure, like, we'll call it the the flow of the position is favoring you, the more minor pieces you have, the better, because everything about the success of these pawns is not just going to be that they look pretty, right? But at some point you're cashing in on a space advantage in any game, whether that's e4 with outpost square intentions and dark squares, or obviously later on. Right now that's just a random thing, or you try to kick the knight and then use the g6 square for your knight. In the meantime, you played bishop e7, queen e7, and rook over, and now you're looking to cash in with one of these two. And white is never in a position where f4 works anymore, because this is just, the whole structure. Okay, actually, I shouldn't say never, because if he gets the right position, his plan is to be all in actually on an idea like this to sort of undermine a shift. But I think g takes f5 would have been my my response. And I think I just wanted to say that, because no matter what, after knight takes and the bishop takes, now you've actually sacrificed the square of e4. So Braunstein and his, Braunstein would go out of his way to make pawn sacrifices just to get outpost squares like that, right? You literally give white the positional edge with this pawn now, whereas in any structure with g takes f5, I think black's a little better.
It all makes sense. And once white has the e4 square, then my dark square bishop's just dead, and that was a huge problem.
Yeah, but knight on h4 looks so silly now without g4.
Yeah, taking with the pawn, the knight on h4 is silly, and that's why I think white would need to calculate whether you could get f4 and g4, which is such an all-in idea. I don't think it would work, but in fact, no, it doesn't work. I don't think you can do it with the knight being so loose here. Not even just because of maybe a knight takes d5 idea, but maybe, as my girl would say whenever she wants something. She asks for something, and I give the face like no, and before I can say no, she goes maybe. So anyway, so maybe no. I think you're good. All right, man. So yeah, I think obviously I'm reminding you of a lot of things. You're a strong player, but it's good to go over games like this, because some of just the review of these concepts is like gives you the confidence that you're talking about, right? It's like, yeah, I know how to do this, and like I think that you were aware that this became a bit of a positional problem once the knight was sunk on e4. But even here, g5 was good, and Dick was hating it. It was funny.
I hated g5 so much.
Yeah, because you want to do something, but g5 is a good move. I liked So I did kind of, okay, there's a couple other things. So someone in chat was actually, someone made a comment that you were missing this: knight takes bishop h3, and I responded to them and said, no, there's bishop takes g6 at the end. But I actually then kept thinking about the line in my head. This is not like the craziest way to like totally change the position if you wanted to.
No, I actually went through this line a bunch.
Okay.
And yeah, because so okay, like now,
like let's say they play like rookie 1. There's
so the
okay, what were you thinking in the line?
Well, the problem I have here is like queen f6 doesn't come with the tempo because queen on c2 is defending f2.
Exactly.
And the bishop just comes back to e4. And my dark square bishop is just like never happy ever. And I thought white is just much more pleasant here. And I didn't have much of a future, although you can make the argument that white doesn't have much of a future either. But yeah, like I didn't have
through on the queen side. Like,
well, taking me through that thought process was helpful, because the reason I asked that, I know like it always sounds like, well, coaches always say, no, it actually really is. It's super helpful because I can actually tell exactly how deep you went in your calculations and what you evaluated. Every process in chess where we're calculating, because we're human beings, because there's time on the clock. These aren't moves. These aren't games with, days to play anymore. At some point, you're calculating, you're visualizing the position as if it's right in front of you, and you're making an assessment. You're making a decision, right? So it's calculate, visualize, and it's not in front of you. And then you have to assess, how do we assess a position based on the criteria? We assess based on, okay, has the material changed? Like if we calculate a line and we win a rook, we freaking know that's good for us, and that's the assessment, right? But in positions where you're not winning material, like obviously we're trying to regather criteria and make like positional judgments or strategic judgments and develop a plan as if that position were right in front of us. And the reason that's super helpful is because the way you went through that line, and then I could tell where you stopped. I could tell you were sort of looking at this line with a concrete agenda. You were like, okay, I see this idea. I can take and win h3. And you were going down that road, evaluating whether the tactics were good enough to justify it or to change the position enough. And then you said, nah, I'm not changing the position enough because I see this and I still have the same problems I did before. Bishop blocks it. But what I would argue is actually, if I gave you this position and put it right in front of you and not had you visualize it several moves down the road and said black to play, I think you would actually find black's move here. It's not like a resigned move, but I think it is a good move, and I think it clearly shows why I wanted to go down the line. And I'm just going to play it. The move is h5, and I actually think it's key because if he has to blockade, you also in some positions are threatening bishop f5, and if the endgame happens, I'm not sure that c4 isn't like a weakness that equals it out. So if he does try to keep the middle game, like you said, I was looking at this and thought h5 does two things. It threatens h4, which is annoying AF, which the kids will tell you means as flipping. Annoying AF, and it threatens bishop h6, which is a positional fix. So like
looks good.
If I played some random moves like not bishop d2 to hang it, and let's just say I take these pieces off, all of a sudden I'm like, sign me up. I mean, not that move, but I'm doubling rooks, maybe the g file, maybe h4, right? And the only move I wish we would have had in this whole line is like, maybe I wish I already had this in to make sure there's no counterplay, but I'm not even worried about that. So my advice at the end of that like coaching rant is, it's very hard to do this. But at the end of lines like that, when we're calculating, before you give up on the line, after you do, like, we calculate, we visualize, we assess, and we make a decision. And you're a strong player, so we're talking about advanced calculation stuff. Like, before you dismiss it, there's two things I always like challenge someone to think about. Think about the position right, like it's right in front of you. And because what you did was you made a positional assessment and thought that nothing's changed. You didn't see a knockout blow because the queen guarded f2, so you said nah. Imagine the position was right in front of you and come up with 3 candidate moves. If you can come up with 3 candidate moves in that position, visualizing it, it actually helps us sometimes realize something we're missing, because we went down that road with an initial idea that we needed to have something concrete. But before we dismiss, if we say, all right, if that position were right in front of me, what's 3 candidate moves? You can tell I get excited when I'm teaching calculation stuff. I'm like, because it really helps people improve. Like 3 candidate moves is a great way before you dismiss a position to force yourself to do that skill, to build that muscle before you move on from the line. Because as long as you have, it's not like you blundered a rook, so it's an equal position. Candidate moves are a worthy thing to consider, and you might have seen h5. The second thing you consider, this is not relevant to this particular calculation exercise, is you try to always consider your opponent's move last when making like a long calculation thing. There, you kind of did that, actually. So you already did one of them, which is consider your opponent's move last, not yours, because people get biased in their calculation when they forget to always remember, like, consider your opponent's response. It builds prophylactic thinking, so you don't always make your assessments and judgments based on what's good for you, but also consider your player. So another advance, but you did great, and that would have been, so shout out to the person in chat. I forget who you were, who actually said that. That might have been an idea that was like right here, right now. And after this, you no longer have that anymore. But okay, the position was still close. I like that you kept the bishop. There was one other critical moment. I liked b6. And the last thing I would say is I actually think, for whatever reason, I think the bias you had earlier about being worried about that trade affected your decision here, because I think that blocking the f file, if I was playing this, I would have put the knight back on c5 and then gone for a doubling plan on the f file. And I feel like the open space would have made a difference. And I don't know that bringing the knight to f6, or even that the plan of knight d7 to f6 was necessarily best, regardless of the specific concrete line we found of knight e4 earlier that might have been great with this. I think this whole plan, as I watched you relocate the knight, just didn't feel right. And I admit I'm a little bit less sure of this than I was about, my calculation lesson of taking e4, but this felt wrong. And I felt like I would have put the knight on. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, because it stops bishop b6. Oh yeah. No, I am confident I was right. That's right. Knight c5 is definitely better. And not only for keeping the f file open, but stopping this, because again, if they trade now, you can even take with the b pawn. You don't. And you've got, oh, by the way, you're winning the queen, right? So
I was taking the bishop, Danny. Like, I play bishop e3 because I want to take on c5.
Okay, so you take with the bishop.
Golden.
And now here's the deal, but this is super unclear. I mean, black has this. Black has queen e7, h5. By the way, your bishop may not be super happy there, depending. But I can play queen e7. I can prepare. Can I prepare h5 and h4 to keep it closed? Worst case scenario, if you're, by the way, worst case scenario, if you're that much worse here, the advantage of this line is you can always bail out to like an opposite code bishop position.
Yeah, and try and draw it. Yeah, I mean,
try to draw.
At this point, I was just flagging. And
that's true. That's true.
If I'm playing bullet, I can play fast. If I'm not playing bullet, I need to work on like not flagging. Yeah. But I think the true issue with this position is the fact that white has a claim to e4, like that rewinds all the way back. Like the mistake was giving white e4. Yeah, because I have my dark square bishop has no future. And this is just a tremendously, like I can never have a plan. And that, speaking specifically to like blitz, not having a plan is so hurtful.
Yep.
When you're in time trouble.
Yep.
You need to like find yourself an intuitive position in order to like not flag unless you're playing like classical chess. So anyway.
But I will say this, I agree, and it's true. We'll summarize things real quick too here, and I think just so you, I think if we're ranking the mistakes, and that's not to rub any salt, as you know, but we're ranking the mistakes to learn. I agree. G takes f5 was the first sort of like critical mindset improvement. As you get more confident, you'll come back and remember that. The second thing was a very valuable calculation lesson. Remember what I was saying about make yourself see positions, consider candidate moves before you dismiss just based on the evaluation. And that was actually a legit line that maybe would have worked because of that h5 idea. But then I agree. And the last thing I'll say is the time pressure really was the biggest mistake. Not even the X's and O's here at this point. It was the fact that you were under time pressure hurt the chances. But what's funny is, like, after queen e7, rook h1, just to point out, like, if it wasn't for time pressure, I just don't want you to have the narrative that you played bad or that you were lost. You're actually fine here. Like, honestly, like even this move, for the record, it threatens knight e4 and bishop here. Like, they do something. Like, this position is like, I would almost like prepare an exchange sack and make white prove it, because h4 I'm going to meet with g4.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna. So I think that this was not like super clear just yet, and that's only important, Jack. From like the last mindset thing I'll leave you with is like you're gonna have future games where for whatever reason, you screw it up again and someone gets e4, right? You play your King's Indian for whatever reason you thought it was different. in hindsight, you're like, damn it, why didn't I take G takes F5 again? But as you get to these types of structures, one of the things that we don't always like talking about as chess players is how to play when we're worse, how to play when we're losing. And this type of structure is the kind of thing you'll get when bleep has gone wrong in a King's Indian. So don't dismiss that the position still had a little bit of maneuverability. It had some life, and just like some improved placements, like a knight on C5, poking at F3, like it's important that we keep those things in mind, because we don't always like to talk about the positions once we were already worse and focus too much on the first mistake. I do two things as a coach. I say, recognize the first mistake because it's the one you can most build upon. That G takes F5 thing is the one you can most build upon because you will get that position again, immediate improvement. But the last mistake is critical too, because you don't want to only lie to yourself and try to improve when you're better, right? You got to keep a mindset that this game still had some life, and with some experience we might have had, or not with experience, with some less time pressure, you might have been okay. So, all right, that'll end my Danny rant coaching for now. No,
it was great, man. I appreciate it. Super helpful.
This was awesome, man. I don't know what to say. I'm exhausted. Man, we got closer. We together we bonded over a Twitter rant. I mean a Twitter thread rant. I've never done that with anyone before. We applauded your open source, coding skills and jackschess.com. What didn't we do?
Yeah, I know. The chess crypto crossover it creates sparks. There's magic in the air.
Yeah, man. There's magic. We're gonna get you a show. We're gonna get you
I love that.
We'll call it Crypto After Dark.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you a show called Crypto After Dark, where you just speak your mind and play some chess. jackschess.com is for sale right now, for the record.
Yeah, someone should take it over and do it better.
Someone should take it over.
From a guy named Jack.
From a guy named Jack. Anyway, man. So anyway, we'll stay in touch. We can stay in touch on Twitter. Keep playing. I would encourage you, as your forced adopted chess father right now. I forced my adoption on you. As your chess coach right now, I would say that even if it's not 10-minute, push yourself over the next couple of weeks to play some 5-5, maybe some games, because like you said yourself, the rhythm of that experience is crucial. And because you're a strong enough player that you're going to work out the kinks just by shaking off the rust, and we can have another stream maybe before the tournament or something and get together if you want.
Yeah, I'm all for it. And like I said, I think what you guys have done for chess is fantastic, and I'm just super happy to be a part of it. Humbled by getting a lesson from Sir Danny Rensch. So I love everything about it, and a little humbling to get my ass kicked. It's feels good to be reminded that I haven't played chess in a while. I'm gonna go play some 5 minutes tonight after my meetings.
Yeah, well, don't let Bick inside your head. That dude, whatever, right? Whatever. No. Whatever. Shout out real quick to Dairy Man, who just gave me some advice, and that they're giving real advice because he watches shows, but first time chatting, and he says a major cause of loss of smell is zinc deficiency. So I need to boost my zinc. That's awesome, because another doctor just told me that, and I am boosting my zinc. I'm all over the zinc. I'm doing the olfactory stuff for my nerves. I'm boosting the crap out of my zinc. I got some vitamin A and some taurine as well that I'm doing. Anyway, thanks so much.